Your Excellency, Cyprus and the UK have traditionally enjoyed exceptional relations premised on deep friendship, mutual respect and close cooperation. Let us start at the beginning and what inspired you to join the diplomatic service.
Well, I guess it's because of my love of languages originally. So I always enjoyed and loved studying languages at school. I went on to study French and German at university, but also had a fascination with the world around us, with international relations. And so in a way, diplomacy is the perfect career. It brings together all of those things. And I joined the Foreign Office, the diplomatic service, straight from university, and I've been doing it ever since. I was born in Bradford in Yorkshire, so I'm eligible to play cricket for Yorkshire, but not actually good enough. I grew up in Nottingham, that's where I went to school and with which I still have many connections.
In 2018, you assumed charge as British High Commissioner to Cyprus. What are some of the initiatives you have taken that have helped forge stronger ties and further enhance the cooperation between the two countries?
Inevitably, my period here coincided with Brexit and with the departure from the European Union of the UK. And one of my biggest missions here has been to say, just because we're leaving the European Union doesn't mean that our relationship between Britain and Cyprus should be any less strong. And I think we all know that the relationship has some very strong and deep foundations. It's a very wide-ranging relationship. I mean, it's political, but it's also about business. It's about education. It's about tourism. It's about people. And there are actually many more things that we can be doing in the future, I believe, around technology, around shipping, for example. You know, my job is really to make a reality of that, so build the connections with the business sector, with the government, with political circles, and ensure that just because we're outside the European Union, that the relationship is not going to become weaker and more distant in the future.
You have held key positions in countries such as the Philippines, India, China, and now in Cyprus. How challenging was it to travel extensively from one country to the next and balance a personal life with a family?
I mean, that is, it's part of the diplomatic lifestyle, and I suppose one of the challenges of being a diplomat is having to keep moving house and home to different countries, coming and going between the UK and other countries. My sons obviously have attended schools in many different countries, in China, in India, in the Philippines, in the UK, and that does raise some challenges for them. At the same time, it's also, I think, a fantastic opportunity and in many ways a privilege. And for the children of diplomats, that chance to be exposed to different cultures and to widen your horizons in that way, I think many people who are not in the diplomatic service would rightly think that's a nice problem to have.
How many British citizens are currently living on the island, and how significant would you say is their role in further consolidating and integrating the cultural aspects of both countries?
It's hard to know really how many Britons there are here at any one time, but I would say that a figure of about 70,000 Britons across the island would be a fair estimate. So that is, obviously the largest foreign community here in the Republic of Cyprus, and a community that I believe is well integrated. I mean, our Britons, they love being here in Cyprus. They've chosen to make their lives here. I think they contribute a range of different things to society. Some of them are working here, but actually many of them are older, they're retired, but they tend to be very active retirees. They particularly like volunteering, so I'm very pleased with the way that they're integrated. When our previous Foreign Secretary, Dominic Raab, came to Cyprus in February, he met the Foreign Minister, Mr. Christodoulidis. They agreed that we should work together to reach an agreement, what we call in diplomatic speak, a memorandum of understanding on developing and broadening our relationship. And there's a lot going on in the UK UK-Cyprus relationship. This year has actually been really busy in the area of defence cooperation. So that's a growing area, which is obviously very important because we know that the Eastern Mediterranean is a complex region, so talking about defence and security is very important. The Deputy Minister of Shipping here, a good friend, will be visiting London for the International Maritime Organisation meetings, but that's also a chance for him to meet with his UK counterparts. Shipping is obviously a big sector for both the UK and Cyprus, so thinking about how we work together more closely on that, including addressing some of the challenges that the shipping sector is facing in the 21st century. There have been the challenges obviously around COVID, but the climate change agenda, reducing carbon emissions from shipping, but also security of shipping, the challenges, the threats to shipping from cyber attacks. These are all areas that we need to be thinking about. So there's a very wide and rich agenda of things that we are talking about and more that we can do in the future. I was fortunate enough to meet Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge, and the Duchess of Cambridge when they visited, I think that was 2019. And we were also very pleased to be able to host President Anastasiades at Buckingham Palace at the beginning of 2019. Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, hosted a reception for the President then. So there's been some very good interaction at that level.
You received a CMG in 2017 for services to UK relations with Asia, which was presented to you by His Royal Highness the Duke of Cambridge at Buckingham Palace, shortly before you came to Cyprus. Would you consider this as one of the most defining moments in your career?
It was an honour both to be nominated for it and then to go to Buckingham Palace with my family and receive it from Prince William. The CMG, it's a order that one receives for overseas service predominantly. It's quite interesting because its history was founded in the 19th century, originally for service in the Mediterranean and the Ionian Islands when Corfu and the Ionian Islands were under British administration, and also of course Malta. So there's a sort of CMG connection to this part of the world as well. There's still plenty to do in Cyprus, and I'm hoping still plenty for me to do in the world of diplomacy. So I'm not thinking about retirement yet.